Can you just tell us a little bit about what you do?
Well, bluntly, I cook with cannabis. But more interestingly is I work with cannabis of those who are medicated, such as veterans, people with cancer, and I extract the needed ingredients and chemicals from the cannabis plant, depending on illness, ailment, infuse it into edible of their choice. Doesn't necessarily have to be your standard brownie or gummy. And that's how it all started with the veterans. They wanted to be able to absorb the medication without having to smoke it.
What's your most popular dish that people often gravitate towards?
Unfortunately, currently, the major palate is still being brainwashed that cannabis should be inside sweet food. So gushes are one of the staple favorites, which is infused gummy candy with a liquid candy center. But if you ask me what's my favorite to cook, it would definitely be, let's say, infusing foie gras with caviar canapes and things that are a delight not only to the mind and sight, but also to the tongue.
What's the process of infusing something like foie gras?
Well, foie gras itself is high in fat, and fat is the number one basic transfer medium for the THC and other cannabinoids, so there's not a lot of work needed. I decarboxylate an extract that I take out of the cannabis of choice, whether it being an indica, sativa. Depends on the extract medium. If I'm preparing a THC distillate and we're looking at around 99% THC, then you can quite easily, do a little bit of math to separate it. If you're dealing with a shatter and you're dealing more on the catering side for a more full spectrum medicinal value rather than just the THC alone, it can be tricky. But general, when you're extracting it into a shatter form, you estimate it around the 84 to I'd say 79 to 86 around THC rate, and work within those variables to infuse. In and around the 100 milligrams per dose, I might say it's high, but when you're dealing for medicating, usually the higher dose is required. However, I do consult prior, so I determine it based on their tolerance and their need.
What would you recommend for somebody who's new to edibles, like a beginner?
Start slow, start small, wait at least 20 minutes to an hour. If you have a negative effect, drink a lot of water, eat a lot of sugary foods, and relax. In the history of cannabis use, I do believe nobody has ever overdosed.
If I wanted to use the Green Chef catering services, how would I go about that? So I need a prescription from a doctor.
That is correct. What you do firstly is go into our website. If you don't already have a doctor, we work in conjunction with different organizations that represent and forward people in need to doctors to evaluate their condition to see if they qualify for prescription. If they do, they prescribe them. Then you get your medication, which you share with me. I convert it into the necessary extract and put it in whatever edible you want.
Does the fact that edibles are not currently legal make it difficult to operate with the Green Chef?
Not difficult to operate, difficult to profit.
In what way?
In what way? When most of my services are catered to helping those in need, and with our current economic situation going down a ladder and stumbling forth, landing on its head, people do not have the financial resources, and I'm in this industry more to help than to profit. So guess what? Profit margins are very, very narrow, and I never say no to somebody in need. So it's very restricting. Well, depending on legalization of edibles should be fantastic. I'm very well versed in my industry, and I love to entertain, and I love fine dining. So for me, it would grant a lot of opportunity. But my question does lie is in whose hands the control will be. I mean, when I first heard about legalization, obviously I was gung-ho, and I thought things would be handled in a fair and open manner, and that so far has not been the case.